Foot on the gas, just getting started. Let's get it started. Pave the way, roads uncharted. No problem, we ain't solving. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it started. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it started. Come play with the big boys. Ain't no rest, we make noise. Love it when you see it so good that you can't avoid. Pedal to the metal, we going far. Going far. Foot on the gas, just getting started. Let's get it started. Pave the way, roads uncharted. Let's get it. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it. Let's get
Good
it
morning
started.
again, everyone, and welcome on this beautiful morning, Saturday morning. Welcome to our very first InspireHer Confidence Summit. Okay, so I believe we're ready for our next speaker. Coming up to the stage is the phenomenal Aurora Guzbeth. So Aurora is a dynamic, professionally known for her proficiency in time management and software optimization coaching, specializing in empowering female business owners. Leveraging her extensive expertise in software and management, she assists entrepreneurs in reclaiming valuable time by optimizing their work processes. Well, we all need that, don't we? Yeah. Okay. Aurora's unique approach involves instilling confidence in her clients through the adoption of a Lens Tech toolkit, enabling them to accelerate results and hone in on their zone of genius. Say zone of genius. All right. Her mission goes beyond mere productivity. It encompasses guiding women towards living a purposeful life aligned with their professional and personal aspirations. Without further ado, I present to you Aurora, who's coming to the stage to give us her amazing presentation. Thank you so much.
Sean, I don't think you need my help. Wow, such a great day. I enjoyed everything until now. I hope you enjoyed it too. And I have some questions for you. Who feels that the day should be longer, like about 36 hours maybe, or 48 hours? Yes. Well, you're right. Did you know that your mind and body is programmed to have a day of at least 36 hours? In the 50s, the scientists made some experiments, and they realized that somebody who is cut off from the circadian rhythm of society, and also they don't see the sun and moon and all these things, they tend to have 36 hours a day. Very productive. And then one more question. Do you feel that you don't manage time good enough and you need to learn to manage your time better? Who feels like that? Well, you're right. The feeling is right, because you know what? We cannot manage our times. Because by definition, managing something, we can manage only what we have control over. And who agrees with me that we have no control over time? The ticking of the clock is not our control. But we have control over our energy. And I call myself time management expert of a different kind exactly because of this, because I'm teaching you how to manage your energy and not necessarily your time, but it has as a result time management. So let me illustrate you how did I get this expertise. Of course, you realize you don't get this in your university. There's no courses on time management in university. So I have some balloons here. Okay, so I was, this is not Can you hear me? Okay. I was at the time very happy. I was single. I was taking care of myself, and I had a business. Quite easy time management and work-life balance, easy peasy, right? Only balancing two things. And then something happened. I got married. This happened in a few months, so exactly 9 months. Got married, got pregnant, had a baby. I had, oh my, can I hold this? I had also a teenage daughter. I was a stepmom to a teenage daughter, really rebellious. Can I hold this? Oh, yeah. So you see, it gets complicated, right? And then my mom got sick of cancer. I had to nurse her. And then my father had Alzheimer's. And I just could not do my business as usual. So what did I do? I took another business on so that I can be at home to take care of all these things. And I realized this is not going to work. I'm very organized, I'm very good with time management, but this is out of control. So I did 3 things. Let me just drop these. I did 3 things, and I want to share these 3 secrets with you. The biggest one is the third one, but the first thing, as I said, it's about energy, right? So the first thing has to do with the 36-hour day. We do, by default, to-do lists that are for a 36-hour day. So obviously we have to reduce our to-do list at least by a third. And how do we do this? The secret is values. Each one of us have a set of values we live by. It's not the values we think we have, it's not the values we desire to have, it's the values we really have. And to have an objective view on the values, there is a test of Dr. DeMartini. I took this test and I saw which are my 5 highest values. The thing is, when you're doing things in your 5 highest values, you have definitely, it energizes you. And you have joy doing that. Just like Belinda said, do what you love and you enjoy, and gives you energy. And having high energy is a very big key to have good time management. And what about those points on the list which you have to do? It's like, but you never find time for them, you procrastinate. Well, those are not in your values, and you either scratch them from your list or give it to someone else to do it, because it will take your energy away. And you're not able to do that, obviously. It's not enough time. So, and the second one, it's how to make energy in your mind and body. And I discovered this secret. Sleep and food is the 2 things that help you raise your energy in the body and your mind. And if you're sleep deprived, there are some tricks. I forgot to say in the beginning, I am also an author of a best-selling book, Make Your Time Matter. And I explained in this book much more in detail these things. So if you're sleep deprived, there are some tricks to get your enough sleep. For example, through power naps, through different breaks where you are focused on sleep. Meditation is good. But about the food, I had a big revelation. But let me ask you, maybe you know this too. Who is feeling drowsy after eating a meal? Wow. Yeah. But did you know that eating a meal should give you energy? You shouldn't be feeling drowsy. I only learned this like 10 years ago, and I did a journal. A friend told me, make a journal, and if you feel drowsy after a meal, don't eat those foods that make you drowsy. So I eliminated from my diet things which were making me drowsy, and guess what? I have energy. Even like I am older. Like I remember my mom at my age was actually sick, and I have so much energy. I feel like a teenager. So it is true. food should give you energy. So focus on having food that gives you energy. Sleep and food make your energy high. And with the high energy, it's important to know that you can compress time. Because if you are tired and drowsy and unfocused, the same task takes much more longer to finish than when you're energized, focused, and perky and on right there, present. So this is very important. The second, the energy, the nutrition, and the sleep. And the third one was a game changer for me. In this crisis which I had, I mean, you saw, it was definitely, I mean, I was overwhelmed through all these tasks and duties, and I said, I need to do something right now. And I did something paradoxical. I took a day off. I mean, imagine you have so much things to do. You're thinking, I actually need 1 or 2 days more in the week, not take a day off. But there is a paradox here, which is really has to do with regeneration. Stephen Covey wrote in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, this story about the 2 tree cutters. The one who was taking breaks cut more trees than the one who worked through the whole day. Because while taking the break, he was sharpening his saw. So regeneration, the day off, it is really a day off to do nothing. But in the same time, think. Like, review what you did before, plan what you will do next, because you can relax. You don't have to focus on doing anything. You have no to-do list on that day. It's nothing to do. And did you know that we are actually designed to have 1 day off every single week? I looked into, I studied also the Bible because I'm very interested in the truth. And the creator of this universe, in the Bible it's written this story, how he created the world in 6 days, and the 1 day, the 7th, he rested. And he even put it in the 10 Commandments that we need to take 1 day of rest. And because I was very interested in how this day of rest is really functioning, I checked again. And guess what? You really have to do nothing. Like no cooking, no cleaning, no anything. It's Mother's Day every single week. It's like, it's the best kept secret in plain sight. Come on, take a day off and regenerate and you know what is best? The day when you're doing nothing, others can step up to the plate and they are having joy doing things which you actually robbed them from because you were doing them. You were having them on your to-do list. So give away your to-do list, get enough sleep, get the food which energizes you, and regenerate. Take a day off every single day. Every single week, every single day would be nice. Yeah, if you're doing what you love, you have actually off every single day. And can you put the next slide? I don't have that. Thank you. So you can get in touch with me. And this is the QR code to my Linktree. You have all my contacts there. And I want to give you as a gift my book in PDF form, Make Your Time Matter. This is the same. And under this QR code, you can download the book. So thank you for listening.
Maybe one of the children, I don't know. I love it. That was awesome. So it sounds like, Aurora, we need to make sure that we at least take 1 day a week for rest, right? So look, folks, do not go to work on Monday morning and tell your boss, today is my day of rest. Don't go home to your significant other when they're expecting dinner or the children want. Don't tell them this is your. I don't think that's what she meant, but you know. Everybody, let's give Aurora another round of applause. That was great.